Now, the ANC National Executive Committee has resolved that President Jacob Zuma should not step down, but that the party rather focus on uniting the movement. In studio joining us to unpack these political developments is Tinashe Chuchu, political lecturer at WITS. Tinashe, many thanks for making time to speak to us. We expected the sky to fall. It never quite fell, and Zuma kept his job.
Yes. I think, to be honest, it would have been naive to think that President Zuma was going to be recalled, because when you look at the ANC, there are a lot of strong alliances. And from the onset, you could find that already the health minister was on one side. You find that the state security minister was on one side. And we've seen this trend happening so many times where the DA in parliament tried to impeach him. So I think they are going to rally around maybe a president who they feel believes in what they believe as well. Right. But I think they are going to try to maybe do better in the polls, because I know that they're now trying to actually focus on the polls, because I don't think they were going to recall him.
Right. And now, what about the future of the members? Because Tinashe, he made us distinguish that they were not ministers. Everyone at the NEC is a member who called for this possible vote of no confidence. What do you see a cabinet reshuffle on the cards?
So some cabinet ministers have threatened to resign, but this is yet to be seen, because at the end of the day, you would rather be part of the ruling party than resign and probably join a coalition that won't go anywhere.
Right. But Tinashe, let's talk about the future of the ANC, because this is clearly telling of what voters think, and the fact that even though we knew nothing was going to happen, there's a bit of expectation that maybe they're going to move a dial. Give us a sense of what is the future of ANC going forward, and in terms of just how do they survive till 2019 now that the EFF has moved another motion of no confidence?
I think the ANC's power is going to be diluted slightly, because just having a vote of no confidence, even though it wasn't passed, it means that the party is not as strong as it used to be. And in 2019, maybe EFF might want to take some support from ANC. So you're likely going to have some ANC members joining EFF rather than maybe DA, because I think EFF and ANC are a bit closer in terms of values. But I think
floor crossing, I think that's what they call it, yeah?
Right. So I think the future of the party, I still think it's a strong party, but the president's appeal or power has been weakened by what happened yesterday.
And what do you make of the opposition's filing an urgent application for a no confidence vote in parliament? They just seem to never give up. They keep on filing these reports. The outcomes continue to be the same with the ANC.
Well, they're going to get the 3 votes from
I don't know, but this tenacity of the opposition with this no confidence vote, this time, what do you think they're hoping to achieve?
I think this is probably the 100th time they've tried it, and we all know the outcome is going to be the same. But, you know, in politics, they always say, even though you know you're not going to win, but you want to be heard. Right. So I think this is a way of remaining relevant and challenging the authority. I think they just want to challenge the president, but at some point, voters are going to see through this to say, every time you try to do this, nothing happens.
Right. Yeah. But Tinashe, we've seen a lot of impact on such announcements on the economy. Just yesterday, we saw the rand lose a bit of ground on account of this piece of news. How then do we treat this from the business side of things? This calls for Zuma's resignation, are they welcome, or they're an unnecessary rocking of the boat?
And if I can just add to that, with S&P due to make their ratings decision on Friday, how do you think they will interpret all of this?
I think there's going to be a bit of uncertainty, but at the end of the day, I think the markets will find they'll stabilize, because like in any country, when a decision is being made, you can even look at the United States. There was so much uncertainty, but I think 3 days after Trump had won, the market started to stabilize. So I think if we can look at the S&P, but at the end of the day, I think there's going to be more stability after a few days, because right now there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of worrying that's around. Yes.
Well, we're told that that's it for us. Thank you so much for joining us at such short notice, Tinashe. That was Tinashe Chuchu, lecturer at the School of Economics and Business at WITS University. Well.